Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman, I'm your ex-ho, and today's guest is Lynette Manning. So sit back, relax, enjoy the episode, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe.
My name's Lynette Manning. I'm from Olympia, Washington. I am straight, and my pronouns are she, her, and I am currently dating someone.
All right. Well, it's good to have you. I wasn't sure if you were going to accept my invitation. So
I was scared, but I'm excited to do it. So thanks for having
I'll
me.
try to be gentle on you. The first thing we do is a marry, shag, kill.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to go over there and grab that.
Cool.
Let's see. I always try to orient it to the person in some way. And so, I don't know you that well. So it's not always that easy. So
I'm excited.
You're going to see three people. You have to marry one, shag one, and kill one. You have to decide. And I heard that you like Thor, so I thought maybe we would do other Marvel choices for you. So,
that's pretty okay. This is pretty good.
so
Okay,
I
so
did
marry, shag,
original. I
kill.
did original Spider-Man. But
Mm-hmm.
so you have Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to shag? Who are you going to kill?
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say I'm gonna marry Iron Man. He seems pretty financially stable. He could probably take care of me. So I'm gonna go marrying Iron Man. I'm gonna shag Captain America because I'm a patriot. And I will probably kill Spider-Man because I don't like spiders, and that's what he represents, and I don't want any part of it.
Oh, good reasoning. Besides, look at that face. He looks like he needs to be
Right. I
fired.
don't. That's a little boy. We don't need none of
Yeah.
that.
Okay. All right. When it comes to sex, would you rather watch or be watched?
Watch or be watched? Be watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say be watched. I always thought that that was kind of exciting. The thought of someone possibly seeing me in the act. That's kind of hot.
I know it is. I thought all comedians were going to say that because
Yeah, people are saying watch, right?
they're saying watch. And it's like, are you even a
Nah.
performer? Like, what is, no. I mean,
Obviously not.
it's usually due to like body issues. And so there's a lot
Right.
of comedians also. But,
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm already in a vulnerable situation. Might as well just get it all out there.
right. Okay. When you were a kid, what did your parents or whoever raised you, what did they call private parts?
Um, I think when I was a kid, penises were called dinglings, and then vaginas were called ukuleles.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Yeah.
So, were your parents good relationship role models?
Um, I think I think in a way, probably. Oh goodness, I don't think my dad will ever watch this, but um, I'm gonna go ahead and say no, but like they both were great parents. As far as relationship goes, I don't think that they would be the role model that I would want to look up to.
Are they still alive, still married? What?
My mom passed 3 years ago. My dad's still alive.
Were they like affectionate with each other at all?
Not
Or
not so much. So that's like honestly, that's one of the reasons I think that it was hard for me to do the podcast was just in general, like growing up, that those kind of emotions weren't really things that were shown. And so like it was a very private thing. So I think when they were alone, probably, but in front of us, I wouldn't say they were very affectionate. Maybe a kiss or something sweet to be said, but for the most part, that was all kind of kept behind closed doors.
right? Okay. Did you have any like good relationship role models in your life?
Um, I think that there were definitely some of friends' parents. I feel like they seemed like they were really loving and affectionate, and just things that I didn't really experience at home. So yeah, I would say like I had some friends' parents that were kind of something that I looked up to, and also other friends that were in relationships.
Right. So, how does watching your parents' relationship, how has that affected you and your relationships, do you think?
I think that, they say there's a saying that people tend to date someone, or like females tend to find someone that's like their dad. And I think that my first, or my husband, who I've separated with, they're alike in many ways. I think that,
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, all right. So now I want to ask you about like thinking back to when you were a kid,
Mhm.
um, like when you had what I call your sexual awakening, when you first noticed that sex was a thing, like whether it was feelings in your body or something you saw or experienced. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. I think I was probably curious about that when I was becoming a young teenager, like 14, 15, probably 13, 14, 15. Just, that's when the boys were cute, and that's when my friends were all like dating people. And, I was attracted to, different classmates and stuff of mine. So I would say around that age was when that was something that I started thinking about.
Okay. Um, do you have any celebrity crushes?
Yeah, actually, my first celebrity crush that I can remember, it's kind of funny, is Elvis Presley. I remember being a little kid, like kindergarten, and I just thought he was so cute in the Jailhouse Rock video specifically. Not old Elvis, young
Right.
Elvis.
Right.
And then after Elvis was Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing.
All right. So do you think you have a type?
I tend to like white men. That's kind of where I
Mhm.
usually find people attractive. I'm attracted to all different kinds of men, but usually white guys.
No. Um, can you think of like besides Jailhouse Rock, like a mainstream movie that you watched that you that had a this isn't necessarily when you were a kid, but
Yeah.
that had like a love scene or a sex scene that you thought was particularly hot. You always went back to or you thought about.
The first one that I can think of, honestly, I think it might have been Teen Witch. And it was the guy that was in that she had a crush on. And there was like a moment, I think if I remember right, like they were having like this date or something. And like the sun was hitting him, and it was like the slow camera movement up to his face. And he was just like gorgeous. And I just like got a huge crush on that kid. So like, so I think that might have been like the first time I'm like, I want to sit on that guy, you know?
Have you revisited that as an adult?
I haven't actually. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I should probably check it out. I liked it. I remember it being one of my favorites, but
Uh,
that
I'd,
was
I'd
that
be
was definitely a good crush.
I'd be curious if you had that reaction still.
Right.
It's funny because like when uh I kind of have this joke about this. Like when I think back on like guys that were cute and I kind of fantasize about it a little bit, and then I'm like, I'm thinking about a 16-year-old boy right now. That's kind of weird. But then
Yeah.
it's like, well, because I'm thinking from my 16-year-old mind.
Yeah. I actually made fun of a friend who was thinking of a crush. And he was like, she was tall, blonde, and I'm like 13 years old, because that's what you remember. But I'm like, again, we were 13 in our head. So
Yeah. Um, let's see. Do you watch porn?
yes.
Do you have a go-to category you're willing to admit to?
Um, I'm really boring. I think a lot of times what I put in is like passionate lovemaking, like just something that's intimate. I think like sex in general is just something that was like the whole thing behind it for me was like something very personal, very intimate, obviously, very emotional. And so I connect well with more of a love scene than like a hardcore porn type situation. That's my go-to.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I told you, I was like, I'm
Do
gonna be
you ever
boring.
like to just get down and dirty?
Do I ever want to? Yeah, I do. There's definitely times where I'm like, I'm feeling that way, but for the most part, I kind of just like something sweet.
Right. What is your definition of amazing sex?
Um, I think when both of us are as in it or are into it, just as I guess into it as much as the other person. I think when you're all sweaty or something, like you're just into it and um, yeah, making out and I don't know. I think just yeah, just both really in the moment with each other and probably coming together.
All right. How's your body image?
I think we're comedians. I wish I had the attitude I had on stage about my body that I do off stage about my body. I think that the persona that I am on stage, I'm definitely a lot more confident than I am off. Um, so I don't know. There's good days and bad days. I'll be honest with you. I mean, most of the time when I look in the mirror, I actually like what I see. Um, but then whenever someone else's perspective is involved, that's when I get insecure, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's really what we're worried about is what people are thinking or saying or comparing us to or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Right.
What's the best compliment you've ever received on your naked body?
Um, that the person just loved my body. That they just, I mean, that I came from being a very sad and depressed person. I didn't really date much growing up. I was always kind of the friend of the boys and not really dating the boys, and so I had a lot of insecurities. And just someone saying that they love my body, somebody touching my body, someone touching my face, um, that is really nice to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is nice. Do you have any sexual regrets?
Sexual regrets. I don't, but I mean, I don't really have much to go off of. I've had two partners in my life, so I don't really think I have any regrets there.
All right. Well, then you're going to fail my friend test. I do sometimes.
Okay.
Like I say, I can't be friends with anyone who hasn't had sex with someone just to get him to go home. But
I feel different. You know what? And that's the thing. Like I wish I had that. After I separated from my husband, like I went on the dating apps and stuff, and there were definitely moments where I could have just had sex with someone, but again, like that action was just always something that meant a lot to me. And I wish I had a hoe phase in me. But I just don't. Like I remember
that's
being a
really,
kid. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
that's actually really admirable that um,
I think, like I said, like when I say that, I hope it doesn't come off as like looking down on people that do those things. Because again, I wish I could, but I was saying like as a kid, like I didn't even want to play spin the bottle because that would have been my first kiss, and I didn't want it to be a game. I wanted it to be with someone that actually liked me and I liked him. So that's just how my brain's kind of wired.
all right. Do you have anything on your sexual bucket list that you haven't done that you would like to try or do?
Um, I can't honestly, I don't know if I've ever put much thought into that. I'm quite a boring person in that field. Um, no, I think okay, first thing coming to mind, I guess right now is you ever see those like hotels where it's like all glass, like igloos or something like that? Probably doing it in one of those, go along with the fact of somebody possibly seeing us, possibly watching. I'd say that.
Okay. Um, what's your hoe song? Like what song when you hear it kind of brings out that sexy hoe side of you that you may not have, but
You know? Okay, I'm just going with first song. I have some hype songs that get me going, and there's a song called "Bitch from the," or it's like "Bitch from the South." it's just like really, it's like really like powerful, and it's a lady, and she's just like, I'm a rich ass bitch from the South, just like something that's
Right.
empowering, I think.
Yeah. Right. All right. What is your Instagram?
It's at Lynette Laughs.
Okay. And this is going to come out on Wednesday. So, would you like to promote? What do you have coming up?
Oh, this comes out on Wednesday. I am actually going to be headlining Tacoma Comedy Club 6 and Proctor on January 26th, Sunday, January 26th. And it's my first time headlining the club. And I'd love to get as many people to it as possible.
That's exciting. That's really
Yeah,
exciting. Congratulations.
thank
Um,
you.
all right. Well, now it's time for you to just tell me a story about sex.
Story about sex. Let's see. I think you had told me about this, and the story that came to mind was one time my ex-husband got us a bed and breakfast for Valentine's Day weekend, and so we went there, and there were three other couples there that weekend. And then at night, when we all were done, like doing all our stuff during the day, at night when we went back to our room, we could hear each couple having sex. And so like it was almost like everyone was taking turns. And so we just like we could hear one in the wall, they were done, and then the other one, and they were done, and then the other one. And eventually it was like me and my husband that was left, and we're like, well, let's give them a show. So we just like we had sex or whatever, and just made it kind of loud and obnoxious because it was just kind of funny at that point.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's funny because I've always wondered about that. Like my husband and I, we don't want to stay at a bed and breakfast because we don't want anyone like hearing us fart or
Yeah.
you know, like sitting eating breakfast with a bunch of strangers. Gross,
Oh yeah, we did not like that's the thing. Like we don't have like I don't and he didn't, we don't have the personalities of like just bonding with people we
Uh,
didn't know. So everything we did was away from we didn't sit with them at dinner. They had like tea and cookies downstairs. We're like we went and got it, went back to our room.
yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
not social like that.
But we'll listen to them have sex. That's
I
great.
mean, we were stuck in the
Uh,
room.
I mean, you're there. You might as
Right,
well, right? All
right.
right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. We're
Yeah.
done. So
That
thank you
was
very much for coming on. I think it
thanks for having
was
me.
not that painful, was it?
No, it was good. It was good. I appreciate it, Cheri.
All right. Well, thank you. I'll see
Thanks.
you soon. Bye bye.
Sounds good. Bye.